Caring without becoming codependent. My name is Jared Mello, and this is an episode of Mello Mentoring. Today, we have a new microphone today, which is always an exciting day in YouTube land. But besides that, if you enjoy videos about mental health, dating and relationships, and my interview series, Everything Eccentric, if you find those things valuable, please do subscribe to my channel and like this video. And today's video is going to be about how to care without becoming codependent. This is a topic that is near and dear to me because it is something I have absolutely struggled with. And when I was younger, what would happen to me is it would start while I was single, right? And there's a bad attitude people have towards themselves when they're single, and it's that they are not fulfilled. They are not happy and satisfied with their own lives. And these are the types of people that often are searching for someone or something to make them feel better about themselves. And that was my baseline attitude, that I needed someone, I felt, to give me the love and approval that I couldn't give myself. And that's why I say the problems began when I was single, because it was that attitude that caused the problems when I actually met someone. But what would actually happen when I met someone? I would be okay at first, but the more the woman began to like me, and the more I began to like the woman, the more my boundaries, if there really weren't too many boundaries to begin with, but few boundaries I had would simply dissolve, and I would become enmeshed with this person. The way this woman would see me would become how I would see myself. If the woman was unhappy with me, I couldn't stand myself. But when the woman was happy with me, everything was cookies and cream in my world. Melody Beadle calls this the ego mirror, right? We can only see ourselves when we're codependent the way other people see us, right? And so this would happen to me all the time. And inevitably, what would happen is the woman would begin to notice that I was just becoming like a shell of myself. I was dissolving and becoming exactly like her, because that's what I would do. I didn't know what I liked anymore. The woman's likes would become my likes. The woman's interests would become my interests. And the person that I used to be would begin to disappear, right? And so I would lose myself in another person. And the woman would become similar to a higher power for me. And that's a pretty good example, because that's how much importance I put that person in my life. And eventually the woman would lose attraction for me because I was becoming boring and too needy and approval seeking. After all, if the woman didn't see me in a positive light, I couldn't see myself in a positive light. So hell yeah, I was being pretty needy. But the problem was, I just wasn't okay with me. And whenever I would care about someone, I would slip into codependency. And it would happen every single time. And when I became aware of it, I had to start trying to do some things different. So, at a time, I was able to develop some interests on my own. Some working out, tattoos, reading books, this YouTube channel, etc. But then I would meet someone, and one by one, I would begin to drop my habits. I would begin to drop my interests in favor of spending time with a woman. And this was just as bad. But this is the key to not allowing it to happen. The key to develop codependency and to care without becoming codependent is to make sure we have our own life. To make sure we still do the things that make us happy and fulfill us. We still do our hobbies. We still see our friends and family. We have a life outside of the person we are dating. This is the hallmark of a healthy relationship. But what happens is, when a codependent person often meets another toxic type person, whether it's a more predator type or not, an addict, a narcissist, a BPD person, they kind of seek each other out like the moth to the light. And it's unfortunate what happens, but as a codependent person, we are not blameless. Codependency is toxic too. And so we have to work on that in ourselves. We have to work on assertively enforcing boundaries. We have to work on maintaining those boundaries in relationships even when we begin to care. And admittedly, this becomes more difficult the more we spend time with another person, right? And God forbid, if we ever move in, it becomes really difficult. And then we really have to make sure we put our foot down to make sure we are still taking care of ourselves, becoming and staying emotionally independent. And that's why I think space apart is critical. But what I have also found is people who are not healthy are not, or displaying toxic behaviors, they are not as okay letting their partners have a little space. They need them to be certain things at certain times, to meet their needs now, and it becomes a demand. And it's just a toxic way to be. A healthy relationship knows there should be no sense of urgency with it, right? If two people care about one another, just because maybe you haven't heard from someone for half the day, shouldn't mean all of a sudden that they don't love you or like you anymore. And when I was more codependent, if I didn't hear from someone for a while, I would start to get a lot of anxiety and nervousness that the person no longer liked me. I would need constant reassurance. And part of this was probably because when I was in high school, I began to act out with drinking and drugs, and my parents began to treat me differently. And where I was the golden child before, I had turned into the scapegoat. And I have heard this is what happens in families that develop kids that have borderline personality disorder. They were treated differently depending on how they performed. And it's the way it was for me. And so I've had to learn, hey, just because I haven't heard from someone for a while doesn't mean anything. Everything people do has to do with just themselves. And the better we are with ourselves, the less we will be concerned about what other people think of us, right? Now, when we're in a relationship, we're going to want that person to care, of course, but there's levels to this. There's extreme neediness and codependent behavior. Then there's more autonomous behavior that emotionally independent people display. And they have their own hobbies, they have their own friends, they do things on their own, and they don't have that anxious gnawing that all of a sudden that person doesn't love them anymore. And a lot of this has to do with attachment styles, the fearful avoidance attachment style, secure, insecure attachments. People who are codependent often have insecure attachment styles, or some form of fearful attachment. And it's essential to learn how to work on that, how to build and strengthen our attachment styles. How do we do that? We do that while single. The work has to be done while single. I truly think a codependent person can get better, but they have to get better on their own. They have to get better without a partner to distract them. Now, this is not 100% of the case true, but for me, I have found it to be true. And what happens is, eventually, we begin to forget that we're even single, if we still are, because we're actually content and satisfied with our own lives. Maybe we would not mind if someone came into our lives in a romantic way, but we're not obsessed with it anymore. We're not obsessed with how other people see us, because we've begun to maybe practice radical self-respect, and we have things going on in our own lives. Codependent people usually do not have hobbies and things that fulfill them. And what happens is their partner becomes their hobby, and their problems, their partner's problems, become their problems, right? And a lot of times codependent people will also use drugs and drink, as well as get with people who are using drugs and drinking, because, again, they don't have too many hobbies, and so they're always looking for something to fulfill themselves. And it kind of creates a toxic pattern. But the way to stop this toxic pattern is to become okay while single. And I know the MGTOW community gets a lot of grief, but I think that process of no longer searching for a romantic partner is extremely healthy. And whether the person decides to come back to the dating world or not, I still think that time is extremely crucial. And It's a time of healing and self-love, is what I think it is. And ironically, in my opinion, especially as a guy, the more okay we are on our own, the more likely we are to attract the person to our lives. Now that might sound counterintuitive, and some of the PUAs of the world might think that's counterintuitive too and not the way it is, but women often want guys that appear to be okay on their own. Women can be like cats, where the more a man wants a woman around, the less likely the woman will come around. But if the man seems content and satisfied and happy with his own life, the woman will be much more curious to find out what's going on. And that's just been my experience too. So I think the MGTOW method, whether a man decides to go back to dating or not, I think it can be awesome. And regardless, I think being okay with or without women is an amazing thing. And if we don't need a partner, we don't need a partner. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing if someone decides to go MGTOW and then never come back. Hey, great. It's like whatever makes each individual person happy, I am all for. Now, but if that's not really how you feel, right? If you go MGTOW and then you do actually want someone, but you just pretend not to, now that's a recipe for pain. That's a recipe for not being satisfied. But again, the base is there. The base is being okay on our own. And that's how you care without becoming codependent. We are okay on our own. Have hobbies, have friends. Even a spiritual practice can really help this too. And we practice on our friends and family. Practice having boundaries. Practice being assertive. Remember, the only people who will be upset with us when we have boundaries are the people that benefited from us having none. It's just the way it is. So be okay on our own. That's the way to care without becoming codependent. Please comment below what you think about this video. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Or anything you'd like to add? I'd love to hear it. So with that, thank you for watching.